What if the key to unlocking your full potential lies in understanding a hidden power within you, a power that guides your every action, choice, and destiny? Today, we're delving into the mysteries of the finite and infinite wills as taught by Aleister Crowley. By understanding the finite and infinite wills, you will be able to harness this power to transform your life and to connect with your higher self. If you enjoy the message of this video, don't forget to like it and to subscribe to this channel. Also, please consider supporting me on Patreon. I will leave a link to my Patreon in the description for this video. Ready to discover the essence of who you truly are? Let's dive in. Aleister Crowley talked about the finite and infinite wills in Liber 150, De Lege Libellum. Your finite will is your purpose in life. The finite will is not some kind of abstract mission that only you can possibly intuit through some kind of exalted spiritual experience. It's the basic way in which you are fitted to your environment through basic traits such as your likes, your dislikes, your temperament, your personality, and your skills. Crowley was sometimes very concrete about the idea of the finite will, equating it with your job or your role in life. I tend to think about the finite will as including who you are, not just what you are. One of the most basic ways to understand the finite will is to understand where you end and other people begin. In other words, to discover and to remain in touch with your personal boundaries. What do you instinctively say no to? How does that sense of no show up in the body? This is the part of finite will that's closest to the ground and the most accessible and easy to understand. Which means that if you're out of touch with your body and your boundaries, if you're caught up in things like fawning and people-pleasing, then the higher aspects of the will are going to remain out of reach for you. This is why in Liber 150, Crowley says that the path starts with liberty. It starts with freedom. This is the thalamic version of a teaching in virtue, or what we might term thalamic yama and niyama. The introductory degrees of Ordo Templi Orientis teach people in this, but there are plenty of other ways to access it and to train in it. In addition to being experienced as emotion in the body, the finite will is experienced as salience. Your finite will expresses itself as who and what you find yourself intrinsically interested to pursue or to investigate or to come into contact with. It's like this energy that flows up and out through the body and the mind, goes out into the environment, wraps around things, and makes them light up with interest and excitement for you. You feel drawn, magnetically pulled toward them. And it's possible to interact with this energy through symbols and signs. Part of what we think of as doing magic involves doing just that. Now, if you follow this outflowing energy upstream, you're going to encounter various kinds of blockages, limiting beliefs, shadow aspects of the ego, and what Crowley referred to as complexes. Often these blockages don't become conspicuous until you have tried something ambitious or difficult and have failed at it. After having a number of failures with their magic, an intelligent person will turn within. They will seek for the problem, the shortcoming of their magic within themselves. They will realize that if they want to go forward, they have to transform themselves. They have to raise their own vibration. They have to transform themselves into the kind of vessel for the magical energy of what it is that they're trying to bring into their lives. This is the first step toward an expanded sense of who one truly is and what one truly is. Now, before I go any deeper into the source of the will, if you're finding what I'm talking about interesting, there's a chance you might be interested in will discovery. In will discovery, I listen to you talk about the most formative and transformative experiences of your life. And as I listen to them, I'm listening for the patterns in these stories and across these stories that may have eluded you up until now. Together, you and I use those patterns that I've discovered to write out a will statement. This is a one-sentence statement of what your finite will is. In his essay, Duty, Crowley says that it is absolutely necessary for each person at the start to figure out what their will is and to write it down in a single sentence. Will discovery is a process that helps you do just that. If will discovery sounds interesting to you, click the link in the description for this video to see my availability. Now, if you follow this energy further upstream, past and through the shadow aspects, through your limiting beliefs, through the complexes, through the crud of arbitrary ideals and traumas and all these things that have happened to you, you start to draw closer and closer to its mysterious source. This is a place deep in the self which is illimitable. No matter what has happened to us, no matter what we've been through, no matter how much pain, suffering, trauma, this source is unfazed, it's undamaged, it's unblemished, it is eternally new. There's something childlike and innocent about it. It is as fresh as it was on the first day of our lives. That spring within the self, that's the gateway to the infinite will. The infinite will lies on the other side of that. If knowing your finite will is about knowing who and what you truly are and becoming who you are, then to come into contact with the infinite will is to become who and what you are not. The finite will flows downstream out into life, and the infinite will is on the other side of spiritual death. To make contact with the infinite will, you have to transcend your limits. You have to transcend the ego. You have to unite with the true self, which is beyond even the darkness of the unconscious. This is what Crowley referred to as the star. It's beyond the limits of life and death. The way downstream is the way of magic. It's working with the energy of creation for manifestation and for liberation in this life. But that very same flow of energy followed upstream is the path of mysticism. This is why Crowley said that a person who diligently practices magic properly will eventually aim straight upward, a straight vertical line, toward union with their holy guardian angel, which is a projection into space and time of this immortal star, which lies outside of space and time. What do you think? Does this match your understanding of magic and mysticism? Let me know in the comment section below. And if you found this video interesting, I would bet my bottom dollar you will also like one of these other videos that I've made. So please be sure to check it out. And until next time, love is the law, love under will.